We are honored to welcome Dr. Michelle McLean, Her Excellency Ambassador. Dr. Michelle McLean is the founder and CEO of Global Impact Solutions Corporation, Canada. She is an award-winning author, nation builder, philanthropist, and globally recognized leader in strategic leadership development. Through her work and global influence, she serves with distinction in international affairs, including her role as a representative to the United Nations through Word of Life Christian Fellowship, an organization with special consultative status with the United Nations Economic and Social Council. She also serves in key leadership roles across international consulting and protocol, contributing to global impact and nation-building initiatives. Dr. McLean is widely known for empowering individuals and leaders to operate with purpose, excellence, and strategic influence. Through her coaching, training, and mentorship, she equips leaders to inspire, innovate, and transform vision into action for lasting impact across organizations, communities, and nations. Her work has earned her multiple global recognitions, reflecting her outstanding contributions to leadership excellence, innovation, and transformational change. Beyond her professional accomplishments, she is a devoted wife to His Excellency Pastor Peter McLean and a proud mother to their daughter, Misha. Values that continue to shape her perspective on leadership, legacy, and impact. We are truly honored to have her with us at the F.O.R.W.A.R.D Summit. With love, let us welcome Her Excellency Ambassador, Dr. Michelle McLean.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's such a privilege and an honor for me to be here. And so today I will be sharing on mentorship that cuts through the noise. Just give me a moment to share my with you. It is always a privilege for me to be in the company of great men and women. And I say men because I notice that there's a male that is on the platform. And so I'm just going to dive right into why we're here. It's a lot of information that I have, and I'll try as best as I can, prepared for mentorship in a distracting world where everything is busy, super busy, fast-paced, and reflect together mentorship through the noise. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. What constitutes noise in my life? Whose voice do I listen to? And who do I draw from to resolve what I'm faced with? Learn which guidance is valuable. Today, I will start from we know about, and then I will build on it. So the first thing that we will look at is identifying noise. This will look different for every one of us. What may be for me a very loud environment, for someone else, it may be the norm. Secondly, we will look at leveraging noise. How can we use noise to our advantage? And if I have time, I will slip in a bonus, mastering your environment. The steps that you can follow to reduce noise, focus to deliver results. Never talk too much about noise. Identify it. We need to know, first of all, what triggers noise. Secondly, we also need to know what are the entry points. And the first thing that I would want to say to us is that we need to know ourselves. Know yourself. There are many things that we navigate through as a mother, a wife, a friend, a co-worker, or a helper to someone else. And one of our biggest strengths, I know for women, is nurturing. It is very easy for a woman to make it her priority to care for others over herself. As we run our lives, noise may mean something different to all of us. I want to share a quick story with you, and this story will help you to see the direction I am heading in. It was not that long ago that I was on a platform just like this, and I was doing a 21-day mentorship and coach session. And so day one opened up very well, and the platform was filled from persons, different countries, different nationalities, coming from different countries. And so on day two, someone reached out to me directly to say to me, I quit, I'm not coming back. I had deep concerns, and so I said to her, let us talk one-on-one. And the idea here of talking to her one-on-one was getting an understanding of why you would invest so much money in yourself. You know what the session is about. You know what you're gaining from it. You know how this will advance your life. On day two, why do you quit? And so in talking to her, if you were in that session with me, even you would have been drawn in to the story that she shared. And we know how busy life is, especially when you're working, you're going to school full-time, you have other, duties, other responsibilities. And so as I listened to her, my heart was deeply moved with compassion based on her story. And at the end, I said to her, before I let you go, I understand where you're at. But before I let you go, I have one question for you. And she said, go ahead. Now, the question that I asked her had nothing at all to do with her story. So I said to her, how much time do you spend on social media? And she said, without thinking, 3 hours. I said, whoa, hold on a moment. Now that is where your time is going. And I said, give me 2 hours out of your 3 hours and let us do one-on-one mentorship and coaching together. And so she agreed. The day after, we met at 9 a.m. and she gave me 2 hours. The day after that, she gave me 2.5 hours. And so it continued like that until she completed the program, graduated, and I celebrated her. But I am sharing this story with you today because for me, this was noise. Why do I say that? The mentorship session is a group session, and we only meet for 1 hour every week, once per week, not daily. And so when I got to the bottom of her story, really wanting to know the why you were quitting, it was really because of miscommunication between her friend and herself. Now, this is a friend wherein which they do a lot together, always in each other's space. And so because of miscommunication, it created a distance between them that was a void, an emptiness. And so where am I going with this story? She wanted to quit, when she realized that her friend was also a part of the mentorship group and she couldn't handle it. And so, what is your trigger when it comes to noise? What is your entry point? Do you have a strategy? How do you deal with it? And so I want us to look at noise. Three factors that constitutes, or three factors that's an entry point for noise. This is internal pressure, external demands, unexpected and uncertain circumstances. And so let us look briefly at each area. Internal pressure. For internal pressure, the trigger is fear, doubt, internal thoughts, voices in your head that breeds fear of failure, limiting belief, that imposter syndrome. After you have achieved or accomplished something in life, makes you think that you're not worth it. All of these are just as disruptive as external distractions. We can also look at emotional stress, mental stress and fatigue that leads to burnout, emotional exhaustion, often clouds your judgment. And these are the things that significantly reduces our energy, our strength, our resilience. And all that is happening here is that noise is being amplified. We can also look at information overload. We live in a day and an age where when we hear about technology, you don't just hear about technology on its own and it's limited to computer. When we hear about technology, we're thinking, we're talking AI. And this day and in this age, AI is friend to many. You have a difficulty, you have a problem. We go to AI chat, AI companion, AI friendship. Too much advice, too much opinion coming from various spaces and places and people is noise. And this can make it difficult for us as women to focus, to concentrate, or even make clear decisions about where we are going in our journey. What about external demands? Competing priorities. What it is that is competing for your time, for your space, for your energy? What is competing for your marriage, your goals, the things that you desire, the things that you aspire to? As women, we multitask a lot. I have never met a woman in my life who never did multiple things all at once. And here I'm just going to exaggerate. So you know what I mean. We have the tendency to do 1,000,001 things in 5 seconds, in 5 minutes. We are moving from one thing to the next. Multiple responsibilities that are demanding depletes our energy and our effort, our output, our excellence. And it becomes challenging many times to distinguish what is urgent and really what is truly important. We place demands on ourselves as women many times. We live in a society, in a day and an age where everything has to be proven. And so because we have to prove who we are, we have to prove ourselves, we place very high and heavy demand to keep up with the place and the space that we are in. Societal norms put this demand and pressure on us. Our 9-to-5 job does that. Family life does this. The demand is there from the marriage, from the raising of children. The demand is there. And it's not just the demand in these pockets that we are faced with. We are also faced with the expectation of others. Peer influence is no different. And so this is something that pulls us away from our goals and our values. We live in a day and an age where there are a lot of uncertainties, unexpected, reoccurring circumstances and situations that bring about a change, transition period, or a turning point in our life. Sometimes instability, you feel as though the rug is drawn from under your foot, and it often creates confusion, even making it harder to determine, hey, what's the best path or course that I need to take to go forward. So when your life does not have a clear direction, you open up to becoming susceptible to noise. This result of noise entering many times is the absence of a vision. It's the absence of value. It's the absence of goal. It's the absence of purpose, the absence of a plan. And anytime there is space, noise enters. When you don't give your life clear direction, something else occupies that space. Your direction in life is based on what you give attention to. I want to say that again. Your direction in life is based on what you give attention to. Noise have a way of diverting attention away from what truly matters. Noise impacts your ability to focus, discern, wow, or even to move forward with things that really matters. And as it surrounds your environment, it often leads to distraction, indecision, misaligned action. The third thing that I want us to consider here is that when purpose, goals, or priorities are not clearly defined, almost anything can become a distraction. Just like the story I shared with you earlier. So never focus too much on eliminating noise. You know what? Noise is something that will always be there. Noise will be there from the challenges, the tests. Noise will always be coming from people who have an opinion in your matter. Can you imagine? 40 years of marriage and someone who has never been married, who is single at the age of 20, wants to speak into your situation, into your matter. So never focus too much on eliminating noise. Noise will always be there. You know what? Focus on how to leverage noise to your advantage. And before I share this section with you, I want to make some bold statement. And I really want us to pull in what I'm about to say. Whatever you focus on magnifies. When you focus on noise, that is all you see, hear, think about, talk about, and act on. As noise amplifies itself, you are less productive. Here's another thought. Whatever you give attention to occupies the space you give it. It becomes the focal point in your journey. You cannot give what you do not carry. I want us to pay key attention to what I'm about to say here. You cannot give what you do not carry, but you will always give that which you carry. And it's called transference. So if you carry noise, what are you delivering? What are you giving? What are you transferring? Let me share another thought with you. Whatever you give voice to establishes itself. And finally, whatever your focus goes to, your energy flows to it. And so through mentorship, we can see noise becoming less of a distraction and more of a training ground. When you engage in mentorship, you are building capacity for your next level. You are building that capacity to focus on your next goal, your next assignment to conquer. Mentorship stretches you, but it also helps you to build awareness so that you are in control of your day-to-day challenges. Any day-to-day challenges that you experience that is not dealt with accumulates over a period of time. And so this can become wearisome, depletes your energy. Through mentorship, we develop clarity, gain discernment, overcome through resilience, and we make better and more confident decisions. The noise that many of us fear, the noise that many of us do nothing about, the noise that we do not know how to leverage and take advantage of because we don't know how to interpret it, can be used through mentorship to bring about sustainable growth, clarity, sound decision making. I want to quickly share with you 3 key areas, steps to interpret and leverage noise. And the first thing that I want to say to us is know yourself. Know yourself. Many times we need to pause and identify the source of the noise. What is it? What is competing for my time? Where is it coming from? What is creating this pressure that I am feeling emotionally, physically, mentally, financially, or otherwise? Is this distraction? Is it taking me off course? Is it internal? Is it external? Is it unexpected, uncertain situations or circumstances? When you know the source of noise and what to do, you are at an advantage. So pause, think, and assess the situation. It will help you to focus on what really matters in the moment. You can then separate your emotional reactions from priorities and determine what truly requires your attention. Secondly, so know yourself. Know where you are going. Use your purpose, values, and priorities to do what? Filter noise. How do you do this? You do this by focusing on what matters the most. So you use your goals, your values, your vision as a channel to filter noise. So what you're basically doing is asking yourself simple, basic questions and coming up with an answer for those questions. Does this align with my purpose, or is this a distraction? If I engage in this, what will it look like long term? What am I gaining from interacting in this particular situation? What is coming to my attention? Is it urgent or is it just loud? So we want to know ourselves, know where we are going, but we also want to know what to do. And so transform noise into an action plan. Use challenges, feedback, or tension as data for growth and improvement. Identify what are those patterns or recurring issues. You can reflect on lessons learned. Create one focused action step for every problem, for every test, for every situation, so that you can go forward and your life can move forward with clarity. Do not allow noise to overwhelm you. Use it to sharpen your focus, strengthen discernment, and guide your actions intentionally. As I'm wrapping up, I want to quickly share with us how we can use noise to our advantage. Use noise as a signal to define what matters the most. Filter noise to gain clarity. Clarity comes when we learn to distinguish between what is important and what is a distraction. Build discernment and think critically. Develop resilience to handle pressure. This helps you to stay grounded, emotionally controlled, focused, and adaptable in your environment. Noise amplifies. So you can use noise to refine skills and mindset. Noise not only amplifies, but it also highlights weaknesses. So use it to your advantage. See in what way this particular problem or situation or circumstances can be used to refine your skill and your mindset. Access noise for innovation. Assess noise for innovation. What do I mean by this? How do we do this? You know, sometimes when we're going through a challenge, when you begin to assess this challenge that is facing you like a Goliath as noise, it allows you to think differently, to think more creatively. New thinking can emerge through assessment and problem solving that can bring about a beneficial solution. Disarm noise by finding clarity and purpose. And so we started out by talking about identify noise. Know what it is. Know what triggers noise, the doubt, the fears, the worry, the unbelief, but also know what the entry points are. Is it internal? Is it external? Is it due to unexpected situations and circumstances? And then we touched a little bit on how do we leverage noise. So never focus too much on eliminating noise. Noise is going nowhere. But what you can focus on is interpreting that noise and leveraging it to your advantage. Thank you very much for having me, Coach Bola. And it's just such a delight for me to share a few insights with all of you joining us today.
Wow, 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 wow. Oh my wow. Thank you, Dr. Michelle, as usual. Oh, thank you so much. I was like, this topic is so relevant. Who will do justice to this? and you actually did. Thank you so much. I love it. It's remarkable the way you broke it down and how you have laid out the steps and how to guides us into maximizing or making use of noise to our advantage. I think that's so remarkable. I never thought of it in that line, you know. So thank you so much. I have a question for you. I know Dr. K is here and she's going to be dealing with this tomorrow. Also, but I wanted to ask, she's going to be talking about how to raise children in our world today. I can't remember the title that she has, but something in related to that. What do you think? How do you think mothers can help with children in this noisy environment? What are the tips that you can give mothers here in how children can actually filter out noise or use it to their advantage too?
Okay, so we live in a day and an age where everything is moving, nothing is staying still. Even time is moving faster than what we're able to put within a day. And I would say the first thing is build a relationship with your child. Get to know your child, what your child engages in, where that influence is coming from. The second thing that I would say, because influence will come through social media, influence will come through knowledge, the books that your children engage in, right? Influence that comes from the environment, right? So know what it is that is influencing your child. The second thing that I would say, know their association. And when I talk about association, I don't limit it to friendship. For me, association goes beyond friends. You're looking at social media, you're looking at family, right? So you're looking at, influence at another level, right? Who is my child associated with? And what kind of information is my child drawing from her association or his association? So I'd look at influence, I would look at association, I'd also look at who it is that is speaking into the ears of my child, who is mentoring my child. And so you have touched an area that it's a lot that's coming up, but I will just leave it for now. So influence, the association, and who is mentoring your child, right?
I love
Each group is the person that is mentoring your child. How mature is that person? And I'll stop it there for now.
Thank you. You did it. Everybody need mentorship. That's what I believe. And then I also know that even within the church setting, there's a burnout that exists from there. When one alignment is missing, and then you have been in the same spot for a very long time, and so growth is not you're not growing the way you're meant to grow. How can you he's I feel a lot of people feel that because we're in Christ, we're in church every time, it just has to be like that, right? But there's also a time to step out and rewind and engage with God in order for you to see yourself. Do you think this is possible for us to do?
Certainly. Certainly. While I am listening to you, the first thing that I would like to say is, it's not just church that's competing for our time and our energy. There is so much. And the first thing that I want to say is, you know what? Sometimes we just have to tell the world to shut up, and pull back, go on a retreat, right? And so there are things that we can do that will not cost us a penny. Coming to a session such as this doesn't cost us anything, but then we are able to relax, pause, pull in different viewpoints and perspectives coming from different persons. It's a time of refreshing when we're in sessions such as this. The other thing that we can look at doing is just slow things down. Slow things down. Slow things down. Rewind. Refocus. One of the things that I find is that when we begin to ask ourselves questions, it causes us to think and to go deeper into what the situation is that may be delaying or hindering us from advancing. And so we don't want to just go through the motion. Set your goal. And not just set your goal. Be very intentional in how you break those goals down. Take small steps. Celebrate your small wins. Right? Don't try to achieve too much in a short period of time. Pace yourself. And so as you go forward, you find that things will begin to flow.
Thank you so much, Dr. Michelle. That was amazing. So, so good. I love it. I love it. My takeaway is that you have to name your noise in order to tame it. So that's what I wrote down. I learned, I picked a lot from there. You have to name your noise in order for you to tame it. Thank you. Over to you, Joy.